Oh wow, we got some more news today. I thought the patch notes were gonna be it, but we actually probably get one of the biggest news of them all. And we get the final memento revealed, and it's basically officially confirming that it's going to be Pluto. We are gonna use all of these mementos to unlock Pluto in Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm glad that they're not trying to sell him. I'm glad it's not going to be part of the DLC or some kind of a paid bundle. It's just going to be a quest that is a culmination of multiple updates worth of quests, collecting these items to finally be able to get one of the most iconic pets in Disney. And the way they executed it is absolute perfection. Justin was right. I wasn't 100% convinced, even though it did seem like a very possible option, but now we know for sure. Seems like there's a new memento coming. We've heard Woof's purse that this final clue will be unveiled in a couple of weeks as you uncover a strange new mystery in the valley alongside a lady and a tramp. Okay, a few weeks is good. That means I'll be back by the time the Pluto drops. I'm just gonna miss one of the weeks, partially, of this event unraveling, so not a big deal. Pretty good timing. So yeah, all of the stuff with Dreamsnaps, which we, by the way, gonna talk about in this video too, because I've had some more thoughts, and in my initial response was lots of joy. It felt so good, but after I thought about it for a while, there are definitely some downsides to the new changes, and we'll talk about it later. But I just wanted to use this opportunity to basically confirm the Pluto is coming, and it's free. It's completely free, done through an extra mystery in the valley, which is the best possible way they could have done it. So once again, Gameloft, you just keep getting wins today. Well done once again. And just a quick reminder, in case you want to make sure that you're ready to get Pluto as soon as possible, make sure to complete Jasmine's level 10 friendship quest to get her journal, Alice's level 10 quest to get her kaleidoscope, Sadness level 10 quest to get her bear, which is not going to be in your inventory, it's going to be in your furniture inventory. Then get the party invitation from completing Cogsworth level 10 quest, then get these photographs from completing Cinderella's level 10 quest, and I'm guessing completing Ladies or Tramps level 10 quest is going to give you Pluto's color, and then everything is going to culminate into finally unlocking him a few weeks after the update. I bet they're going to spin it the way that Pluto has heard all of the dogs in the valley now, and he's like, well, I don't want to be excluded, so let me join the valley as well. I am curious, though, what do all the other items have to do with Pluto? How are they going to spin it? How are they going to connect it all in one quest? I'm looking forward to finding that out. Now, let's talk Dreamsnaps. So I made this post earlier, right after we find out about the patch notes. Thinking more about the new Dreamsnap changes, it may become much more competitive. Right now, we can get the edge by maximizing tags versus players who are not aware of importance of tags, which I would say, if people are not an active part of the Disney Dreamlight Valley community, if they just play casually, they probably have no idea that the tags actually matters, that you need to try to get your tags as high as possible to maximize your item count. Do you think Dreamsnaps will become much more competitive when tags don't matter? On one hand, it will be more fair, and the variety of possible shots will increase drastically, making Dreamsnaps much more fun and creative, which is true, which is a good thing. On the other hand, that means everyone is on the equal grounds, and getting 4K will be totally up to how voters feel that week and what they expect to see. So, is that 100% positive change for Dreamsnaps? I think it's not actually as black and white as I thought, because there are significant downsides. Also, there is talk that this has already been in place since the scores dropped a couple of weeks ago. They went from 100 max to 30 max. So people are speculating that that's when this change actually took place, and they were maybe testing it out, and now they're making it officially, revealing that it's what's officially happening, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I think during the last couple of weeks, they were toying around with maybe changing the ranking algorithms, trying to figure out, like, to see what impact would it have to have only voting affect your rank. And apparently they liked what they saw, and now it's going to be officially introduced. So there is a pretty good chance that we're not going to actually see any significant difference from what's been happening in the last couple of weeks already. But if you think about it, when the tags did matter, if you were aware of this, if you knew that having a lot of 4-tag items in your shot are going to give you an advantage, it did give you an advantage over people who didn't know. So people who were very active in the community, who were paying attention to all of the Dreamsnap trends and all of the Dreamsnap tips and stuff, they knew the importance of tags, and they had an edge, they had an advantage over people who didn't, allowing these people to be more consistent in getting 4K because they basically maximized the tag part of their scores every single week. But now, if that part is completely gone, that means everybody is completely on the same playing field, which means no more advantage to all of the players who've been maximizing their tags, which potentially means that it's going to become even harder to get 4K because we don't have that crutch of tags. That means that beautiful shots that before were absolutely decimated in ranking because they didn't pay attention to tags are suddenly way more competitive. Beautiful outfits that looked amazing and probably won most of their pairings, but they just did not have enough tags, would now rank much higher, pushing some of the people down. So I truly believe there's definitely going to be a difference versus not having the tags matter versus not having the tags matter. I think it's going to be more fair, which is a good thing. A lot of people who were getting 900, 1200 and had no idea why, when they put a lot of effort into their shots, might actually start getting high results because the part that they didn't care about, the tags, actually no longer matters. So we might see the shift, dramatic shift, which I think we've already been seeing, and this would actually explain why that shift has been happening. A lot of people who were stuck in 900s, 600s, are suddenly starting to get their first 4Ks. You see a lot of them being surprised how much the results got improved in the recent weeks, and if that was actually what was being tested and already implemented in the game, that would explain it. And a lot of people who had insane 4K streaks going had got them broken, had seen the results being all over the place. This is a great explanation for why that's been happening. If they're going to make it 100% on players voting, they should give us more of an incentive to vote. 50 Moonstones is not enough for me to sit there and vote all day, which is annoying. I agree. This is 100% true. If the votes are going to be the only things that's going to decide fates of these Dreamsnaps, we need more votes. I hope they are taking this into account and they're actually going to change the way the algorithm works. So the most important thing is going to be to make sure that every shot gets voted on the same amount of time or as close as possible. That is the only way to ensure as much fairness as possible. This is one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is more votes. Each shot needs to be voted on more times now to allow for much more fair rank distribution. This can mean that results are going to become even more random because a lot of people are doing speed voting or voting for randomly just to get their 50 Moonstones, not really caring about who they click on. And even people who do care, most people probably only vote enough every week to get 50 Moonstones, which is 10. If every person votes 10 times, that means every submission will probably get around 10 votes. Maybe even less, because I bet there is more people who vote for Dreamsnaps than people who participate in Dreamsnaps, because they just do it for free Moonstones. So this can become a big problem if not handled properly. The way I would handle it, I would make it not 50 Moonstones, but 100 Moonstones per week, and I would make it, let's say, 2 Moonstones per vote, so at least 50 votes are incentivized per week. I would also add a timer, just like we have in Star Snaps. A 5-second timer sounds like nothing. It's not really gonna slow people down that much, but 5-second timer can be a difference between a person just clicking a random photo or actually be forced to look at the pictures for at least a couple seconds so they can make a more informed decision of which shot they actually prefer. I think this will result in less moonstones, unfortunately. Not happy with it for now. I agree. I think if you are used to getting 4K every single week, you probably are not going to be able to do so anymore. But at the same time, it's not because you're doing something wrong, or it's not because the system is broken. It's actually because the system might be actually fixed for the first time ever. If we're being honest, exploiting the tag counts was giving unfair advantage to a lot of players. Okay, I wouldn't say unfair advantage, just an advantage that some other people might not had. It created a lot of... it discouraged a lot of people from participating in Dreamsnaps because the great shots, really, like genuinely beautiful shots they were coming up with, were not doing so well, partially because they didn't try to maximize their tag count because they didn't know the importance of it. So even though it will probably result to less moonstones on average for a lot of people in our community, and if we're being fair, majority of people in our community are hardcore Disney Dreamlight Valley players, which means they probably were aware of it, and most people were probably utilizing it to potentially get higher results. But the way we can look at it is that it's not the system getting unfair now, it's the system finally being closer to being fair. I think it's a good thing for the community overall, for the results to be more fair, for people who put a lot of effort and create very unique creative shots to be finally rewarded for it, for the shots overall to look more diverse, more interesting, seeing so much more creative ideas popping up in Dreamsnaps, inspiring even more people to participate. So I think it might actually not be that big of a deal, because if that results in, sure, it's going to be harder to get 4K, but there's going to be more people participating because it's just going to become more fun and fair. This on its own will increase the amount of people who will get 4K in the end. So maybe it's going to counteract its own deficiencies and actually be a good thing in the end, which I think it will be a good thing in the end. Even if we're not going to get as many 4Ks consistently as a lot of people in this community are used to, I think overall it's a healthy thing for Dreamsnaps and for the community overall. Everyone should be on equal ground. May the best snap win. I completely agree. It's gonna take some time getting used to, but I think over time, when we get used to the new system and the new changes, it's gonna be a healthy thing. Yeah, I completely agree with Flame G. I think they've been playing around with this for a while now, and they finally nailed and think that they found the most fair system, which it might be. We're gonna have to wait and see. Only time will tell. As long as they don't touch the rankings anymore, the brackets, I think we'll be fine. Let's see how it goes for the next few weeks. If enough people feel the results aren't fair and raise the point with Gameloft, they may well listen. I think that's exactly what's going to be happening. I think Gameloft is still playing around with the algorithm. They're gonna hopefully see the feedback that people providing, see all of the numbers on their end. I'm sure they're not stupid people who are working on Dreamsnaps, and they know that they need to make sure that the votes are fair. I'm very confident they know that the only way to make it fair is to make sure each submission is voted the same amount of time. So they're gonna tweak the algorithm to ensure that that happens. The only thing they need to do is, once again, better incentivize voting. I would even go as far as say, take out the Moonstone chest, replace it with Dreamsnap votes. Those 50 Moonstones we can get every day, make it 50 Moonstones we get from voting. I would be totally fine with this. Make it like 60 to compensate for that 50 Moonstones of weekly votes. It's going to be the same amount of Moonstones we get, and maybe let it also like allow for 3 days to accumulate, just like we had with the chest. So for example, if I don't get to vote 10 times today, I can vote 20 times tomorrow and reclaim my Moonstones from up to 3 days in the past. It would literally work exactly the same way as the Moon Chest, would give us the same amount of Moonstones, and will also do it will probably be easier to vote for 10 shots, even with a 5-second timer. That's literally a minute of your time. Most of the time, finding a blue chest takes way longer than a minute, so I don't know. That's just the idea. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. All right. Well, there is nothing else to say for now. We're just gonna have to wait and see and how it all shakes out and plays out. Once again, overall, this sounds like a good change for the community overall. It's gonna hurt some people. It's gonna help some people. But in the end of the day, it creates a more fair environment for all of the Dream Snappers. And I think it's a good thing. You can share your opinions in the comments. What do you feel about getting Pluto? What do you feel about the Dream Snap changes? Yeah, unfortunately, it's not as black and white as I initially thought. If you think about it, having the tag system did provide some advantage to certain people. But if you also think about it, it's not necessarily fair to have that advantage just because of the number of items you placed in your shots. So overall, this is probably for the best. Anyway, once again, no sense speaking about it before we can see it actually implemented and how it affects the rankings. I'll see you later, guys. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, goodbye.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh,